Hello everybody, this is my new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Top Class series. In this series I will be talking about classes that I've used, I've been very successful with using, and I think that you guys should use, and that would help you guys rank up quicker and get your KD up. And I think you'll just have more fun using it because, make the game more fun because, if you're doing well, it makes everything more fun. Anyway, the class here I'm using is the G36C, which is an overall amazing gun. A reason I like it so much is it has great range from all distances, from long distance, medium distance, and short distance. And I'll get to later why, which makes it even better, short distance, steady aim pro. But I'll get to that later. The first thing I noticed about this gun is just that it's very powerful and accurate, and along with the attachments which we'll be talking about soon, that makes it it's overpowering. It's an amazing gun. Alright, so proficiency, I use the two attachments proficiency, which I use the red dot and the silencer. I picked the red dot because that the red dot is just for assault rifles. It just makes it a lot more. It seems it makes it a lot more accurate. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, but I think I've noticed it makes everything more accurate. But in the silencer, and the reason I use a silencer is that, you don't show up on the map when you're shooting, which is good. And, oh yeah. And then, since I'm using the proficiency of two attachments, that it makes up for not using kick, and it reduces the recoil. So, for the, secondary, I used the Skorpien with extended mags. Because, usually you're spraying with your secondary, or, we ran out of ammo, which I used the extended mags, which, gives them more ammo if you want to spray, or whatever, which is good. For my equipment, I used the Bouncing Betty, which I have seen and have used a lot. It's just great that if you put it if you know where to put it in the right places on certain maps, I get a bunch of double kills, out of the spawn, opponent spawn. And then I use the flash grenade, so which just flash them and spray them down, For my perks, for perk 1, I decided to use Sleight of Hand Pro, which I love using because you get reload quicker, which helps always when you're running gun, helps we got reload and everything. And for the for perk 2, I use the Hardline Pro, which goes great with the Specialist Strike package. Which the reason I love it so much is that when you use Hardline Pro, you're playing Domination, which I play a lot, is that you get to have the first perk on the Specialist package. All you have to do is just take the flag, at the beginning of the game, and you start out with 4 perks, which is great. And all you need is just to go 2-0, and you start the game, with 5 perks, which I think is great. That's why I love using Hardline. It's a great way to start a game with 3, 4, 5 perks. And then you end up really quickly. You could just start mowing down guys. And you end up getting the specialist, all specialist perks, which really helps a lot. Anyway, going back to, we'll talk more about that after, but, with Hardline, I use the, Stinger Missile. You could use a Stinger Missile with the, or the Skorpien. I use Skorpien in this one, but sometimes I use Stinger Missile, depends on my mood. And then, with the perk 3, I use Steady Aim Pro, which I love. I just think this gun with, honestly, the G36, to me, seems like somewhat of an assault rifle mostly, but it seems like kind of like a submachine gun. And when I'm running like that, and turn the corner, and boom, you're not ready to aim, and then you got this Steady Aim Pro, helps you can just spray them down, which really helps to get them down really quickly. And then you got to reload with another guy, that's why you got the Sleight of Hand Pro going. Anyway, which all these perks, a lot of perk setups you can use are stackable. Where you can have like one perk that helps lead to another perk. Not lead to another perk, but it goes well together. Like I'll talk about in the third class I'll be talking about, which is like a stealthy class. But anyway, the last thing I would be talking about is the specials package. The specials package I used the 3 things I used were Blind Eye Pro, Assassin Pro, and Dead Silence Pro, which actually, you know, if you think about it, you turn from a run and gun person to a like stealth person. So if with using the specials package, you can be like a run and gun and be stealthy at the same time, which is great. And you know, if you get the 7 or 8 kill streak, you end up being, you know, having all perks in the game, which is, I think, is amazing. And the last thing is just, you know, death streak. I don't even care what you use. You know, that really doesn't really affect what I think. I just end up using for this one, I put in whatever juice. You know, you go faster after you die 4 times. But with this class, I doubt you'll die 4 times straight. Alright. The second class I'll be talking about today is using the UMP45, which is probably, you know, one of the most overpowering guns, you know, in MW2 and MW3. It's almost as powerful. It's not as powerful, but it's pretty damn powerful in my opinion. For the proficiency, I will be using Kick, and then for the attachment, I use Silencer. Silencer, you know, like I said earlier, makes, you know, quieter, everything, stealthy. This is a stealth class right here, I'll tell you guys about. And, you know, Kick and Silencer, which is like double recoil bonus, no recoil. And the UMP is a very powerful, just gun you can just mow people down with, you know, kind of repetitive a little bit, sorry. But anyway, and then for the secondary, I use the Stinger missile, which is great for taking down air support for the other team. And if you're using Hardline, which in this I'm not using it, but if you're using Hardline, then it helps, you know, you get stuff quicker. Anyway, for the equipment, I used the Semtex, and I used the another flashbang. You know, Semtex, you know, just throw some grenades up, trying to get some kills. Anyway, for my strike package, I use the Assault for this one, because I just, with submachine guns, a lot of times you get high kill streaks, and what I use for this one, which you can recycle pretty quickly, is the UAV, Prime Missile, and the AH-Overwatch. The reason I use the AH-Overwatch is because that when you are running, gunning, like, you know, trying to be stealthy, killing everybody, getting high kill streaks, you don't always look behind your back, you know. Even, you know, the best players get mowed down from behind, which I hate getting. That's the worst kind of death, in my opinion. Anyway, for death streak, I just use the Last Stand, which I think in this point is a good death streak to use, because that if you're on a high kill streak and you're, you know, gonna get close to dying, that would suck. Anyway. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna be wrapping up right now my first episode of my new series called, you know, Call of Duty MW3 Top Class. Alright, please subscribe, like, and rate this video. It really helps. I'm trying to get some more videos up as soon as possible. And I will be trying to get up some commentary video gameplays as soon as possible. But, you know, rate this up, and maybe soon I'll be able to make another one. And if you liked it, tell me if it helped you, if you used it, which I recommend. This could help you a lot. And if you like it, I will be posting more up soon. If you have any suggestions, leave it in the comment section below. Thanks, and have a great day. Peace.